Do you want to play a real online first-person shooter on your Oculus Quest? I have some great news for you today. Pavlov is under development for the Oculus Quest and you can try it for free right now during the early open alpha testing. Pavlov will one day be a game you will need to purchase from the Oculus Quest store, of course, but for now it's open for free testing. In my opinion, Pavlov is one of the best military first-person shooters ever made for VR, and it's quite amazing it's actually possible to play it wirelessly on the Oculus Quest without a PC. In this short video I will show you how the latest Pavlov OpenAlpha version works on the Quest, and I will also guide you how to set it up totally for free. But before we start, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a like on this video. A big thanks to all my Patreon supporters and a special thanks to my official sponsors on Patreon, Commander Darklight, Art Armin and VR Ambassador. Alright, so whatever you might see in this video, remember the Oculus Quest version of Pavlov is still in a very early development stage, so you can expect problems, glitches, occasional low performance and stutters and even crashes. But still, the fact is that Pavlov is fully playable on the Oculus Quest as of right now, offline and even online in multiplayer. The graphics on default are heavily downgraded, of course, compared to the PC version of the Pavlov, with lower texture quality, low effects, lower scaling or resolution and overall less detailed objects from what I can see, but you can actually change these settings in-game and make the graphics look pretty great, but at a cost at performance, of course. On default, starting up the game for the first time on your Quest, you will have the scaling set to a reasonable level, making the game quite sharp for being an Oculus Quest game. With these settings, the game actually runs pretty great. Have in mind, I'm recording this gameplay internally inside of the Oculus Quest, so that makes the performance slightly lower. Playing without recording is much smoother actually. When I changed the settings to medium, I started to see some heavy reprojection, or judder as you may call it. It's still playable but not optimal, and especially not for a Pavlov game, which is a fast and competitive first-person shooter. So I would recommend you to play around with the settings in Pavlov for a while until you find a good balance between performance and image quality. Still, I must say that for an Oculus Quest game, Pavlov looks pretty impressive, and I'm sure everything will be even better once the game hits final version and comes to the Oculus Quest store. Next, the sound. Well, it works, it's sometimes laggy and gets delayed while shooting, and sometimes it can glitch out completely, but that's probably still in development and will be fixed. You can also change the sound settings in the game as well, increasing or decreasing the sound quality. Now, how about the gameplay itself? Well, I gotta say it's far from perfect yet, but it's still fully playable. The Oculus Quest controller tracking does a great job here. Picking up weapons, reloading, changing clips or magazines works like a charm, and even if I have not tested all the weapons at this point, the weapon handling feels quite rigid. The aiming angles on some of the weapons feels sometimes kind of unnatural or a bit off. It just doesn't feel like you're actually aiming correctly with your hands, and the way you're holding some of the weapons might feel weird. But remember, it's still an open alpha version of Pavlov for Oculus Quest, so it's still in a very early stage, so these problems will for sure be fixed with new updates. Another problem I found when holding a weapon with a two-hand grip, it seems like the hand tracking is only applied to your main weapon hand and the right hand in my case. When I try to move around my left hand while holding a weapon, it's just not responding to the movements. Most likely another thing that will be soon fixed. In fact, I think this could be made to make it more simple to aim with the weapons, especially for beginners, but personally I don't like it. So as I said before, you can play it online and offline. In the offline mode, you have 4 maps to choose from as of now: the bridge, the container yard, data center and sand map, which is my favorite. You can of course change the difficulty on the bots in offline mode, and I would recommend you to start off with offline mode to get hold of the controls, aiming and the general interaction. In the main menu, you can practice shooting and test all the weapons available, of course. Some weapons feels more refined and polished than others, especially the reloading mechanics. Using some of the weapons you cannot simply pull out the clip with your hands, you need to press a button. Also, the scopes are not yet working in all the sniper weapons and rifles with a scope. Playing online in multiplayer works surprisingly well actually, the ping is okay and I could easily play it with a few other guys without any major lag. It all depends on your Wi-Fi connection of course, but when I'm using my 5 GHz Wi-Fi with Google Wi-Fi mesh network here at home, I have no problems whatsoever. So without going too much into the details, Pavlov just works on the Quest, but remember it's still in a very early stage and you need to have patience. You will find problems, just keep that in mind. It's an early open alpha beta version, what more to say? You actually could experience some crashes as well, and yeah, I mean that's gonna be fixed sooner or later. Anyway, now you probably wonder how to get it working. In fact, it's quite simple. It's easier than installing the other unofficial apps I have shown you in my previous videos. The only thing you need to do first is to enable developer mode. You do that through the Oculus application on your smartphone. To enable the developer mode, you need to first apply as a developer on the website. However, it's really simple to go around that, and everyone can do that. I will leave a link in the video description to this website. Browse that website now on your PC and make sure you're logged in into your Oculus account. Now set a random name for your organization, click accept, and you're basically done. Now you can enable developer mode in your Oculus smartphone application. Next, connect your Oculus Quest to your PC with the provided USB-C cable. Now wait until your Oculus Quest is recognized by your PC, and it actually can take several minutes until it does so. In worst case scenario, just restart Oculus Quest and it will go faster. The latest version of the Pavlov OpenAlpha is available in the official Pavlov Discord server. Use the link in my video description to join the server. Once inside of the server, go to the channel called Quest Feedback. Now in the right top corner, click on the icon Pinned Messages. At the top you will see a link to the latest open alpha version of Pavlov available, posted by the user Dave Wills. Click on it and you will see the link in the main chat window. Just click on the link now and download it to a temporary folder on your desktop, for example. Now go into the folder and extract the zip file. I'm using WinRAR, but you can use any extraction tool in Windows. Now you will see a batch file called install.bat. Just double click on it and wait for a while. This will install Pavlov on your Oculus Quest through the USB connection automatically. You do not need to sideload it manually. You will probably see some errors in the log, but don't worry, it will work anyway. I have no idea what these errors means or does, but it just works. The installation can take several minutes, and once it's done, the window will close automatically. Now put on your Oculus Quest, go into your library, now go to the unknown sources and you will see the Pavlov game. Just click on it now and start it up. The initial loading time takes a while, sometimes up to 20 seconds or even more, but eventually you will end up in the main menu or the shooting range. Now guys, let's not forget that this is all thanks to the Pavlov developers, so please give them some love in the Discord server. And remember, this free version of Pavlov is only temporary, and once the game is officially released on the Oculus Store, it will probably cost. So guys, let me know what you think of this, and I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and if you appreciate my videos, please subscribe and join my Patreon to support me further. A big thanks to all my lovely Patreon supporters, and a special thanks to my official sponsors on Patreon, Commander Darklight, Art Armin and VR Ambassador. Cheers guys!